y'all, it's Courtney Michelle and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to film like a Q&A, get to know me. It actually never dawned on me when I put up my first vlog that a lot of you that do watch are just stumbling across my video from the YouTube algorithm or internet and actually know nothing about me. You're not familiar with my TikToks or know me personally or any other endeavors I've been a part of. So I wanted to just take a moment to formally introduce myself to my audience, say a big warm hello, and allow you all to get to know a little bit more about who I actually am versus what you read in comments. You can get it straight from the source. I'm gonna tell you the truth. So I put up a poll on Instagram, or like a little question and answer thing on Instagram, and you guys asked me some questions. So I'm going to do a little intro and then also answer some of the questions that you guys asked me. Because some of y'all are nosy and some of y'all are crazy and disrespectful. So I'm going to answer some of them that I picked out. And just in case anyone wants to know, my top is actually from Fashion Nova. I got it last year to wear on Christmas, and I wore it on Christmas for 5 minutes and then put on pajamas. And so I just picked it out from my closet and put it on for this video. And I'm drinking a shot of espresso out of a Baccarat champagne glass. I know it's meant for champagne. I don't want anyone to comment and tell me that I know that. I don't drink anymore, so I don't use these glasses as much as I would like to. And they're nice and they're expensive and they're fancy. So guess what? I'm gonna drink my espresso out of them at 7 p.m. because I'm grown and I want to. So cheers. For those who do not know, my name is Courtney. My middle name is Michelle. A lot of my usernames are Courtney Michelle. I refer to myself as Courtney Michelle. My LLC is Courtney Michelle. So I feel like that's kind of becoming my brand name. I'm from Georgia, but I'm also a military brat. So I've lived a bunch of places, but Georgia has always been my home. Originally from McDonough, Georgia. Went to school in Kennesaw and then made my way to Atlanta. And now I'm in a suburb of Atlanta. So loving it here. Probably will never move. If I did move, I would move to Houston, Texas, or a suburb of Houston, Texas, or Tampa, Florida. Those are the only places I would actually like pick up and move and live full time for some years. If I was going to live somewhere temporarily, I would live in Scottsdale, Arizona, or Toronto, Canada. How old are you? I am in my mid-20s, and that is all you need to know. Do you ever plan on moving out of Atlanta? I kind of just answer this, no, I don't really have any intentions. If life takes me that way, like I said, I would probably, I mean, it just depends on what would make me go. If I had a choice of places, like I said, I would either live in Tampa or I'd live in Texas. What do you think are the best and worst parts of social media? So social media is one of the best things to come from the internet. It gives regular people a platform. And that is the best and worst part. People who are irrelevant people have a platform, including myself. And they're able to share their opinions and comment on things and network with other people. And sometimes it's positive because, I have all of you guys. And it gives me the opportunity to just meet people that I would never meet in day-to-day life. Like I love the internet and just meeting friends on the internet. Even though that sounds really creepy, it's true. But there's also some people who are like so bitter and so unhappy, who also have platforms, who use their accounts to like troll people and be rude and mean and disrespectful and like cross so many lines that you shouldn't. So I think that's the worst part to come out of the internet. Like people are genuinely mean. I have plenty of death threats in my inbox. Plenty of just like crazy messages that people and rumors, things that people make up about me that I'm like, oh, I didn't know that about myself. So that's the worst part of the internet. But I mean, I think the good far outweighs the bad for sure. Where are you from? I answered this. I'm from McDonough, Georgia. Favorite places to shop. So I actually hate shopping in person. The only store, besides like Target and the grocery store, that I actually go to in person is Zara, because their website is so freaking hard to shop, so it forces me to actually get up and go to a Zara. So I go there. Zara is one of my favorite places to shop. But in the virtual world, in Web 2.0, I love Louisa Via Roma. It's like my favorite place to get anything designer. They always have sales. You get discounts like 20, 30, 40% off. It's amazing. And obviously it's authentic designer. It ships so quickly. It comes from Italy and it gets here in like 2-3 days, which is unmatched. Outside of that, the past year or 2 years, I haven't really worn anything that's not from Louisa Via Roma or Zara for the most part. I used to, here and there, like if I'm just looking for, you know, a random piece, I'll still browse on Fashion Nova. I'll browse on Pretty Little Thing. Like I still get things from those places. But I wouldn't say they're my favorite places to shop. So yeah, definitely Zara and Louisa. Oh, and Nordstrom. I shop at Nordstrom a lot, actually, surprisingly. But they just carry such a wide array of things that you kind of have to. But yeah, Nordstrom. How do you deal with self-doubt? Love your channel, love you. I don't deal with it. I have self-doubt all the time and it holds me back from doing so much. I have self-doubt with performing, you know, in my professional life. I have self-doubt with just day-to-day things. I have self-doubt when it comes to coming up with video ideas and putting content out there. I'm always terrified whenever I upload something, and in the I wanted to make a YouTube channel for a very long time, but the thought of people, especially people that I personally know, pulling up my videos, watching them on TV with their friends, laughing at me, has pushed it back years. Like I've been terrified of that. My boyfriend actually has been, and I hate to be that girl, like, eh, but no, he really is really great about that, and just kind of says, you know, all the time to me, who cares? Why do you care how people feel? Why do you care what they think? Just do it. If they laugh at you, they're still talking about you, so just do it. So he really is a really great motivating and supporting force, as well as my mama. She's forced me in everything I do. She tells me I'm the best at everything, so her. Do you see yourself quitting your 9-to-5 and creating content full time? In the short term, absolutely not. If I got to a certain point with my online presence, then it's possible. I just know the internet is so hot and cold, and it's ever so changing. For example, with Internet 3.0, metaverse, things of that nature, there's going to be a lot of changes to what content creation looks like and what it means. There's going to be different platforms to broadcast yourself on, meaning every time there's a new platform, there's a new leader, and there's a new demographic, and there's a new a vision or aesthetic for that specific platform. The people that do well on Instagram don't necessarily do well on TikTok. The people that do well on TikTok don't necessarily do well on YouTube. It doesn't transcend. So who knows what the internet has in store for us in the next few years. And I am so sorry. I enjoy having a good credit score. I enjoy having a roof over my head, and I cannot have my finances dependent on the moody people that are behind these keyboards and these weird algorithms. The thought of that terrifies me. So maybe if I get to the point where I'm consistently making a certain number in my head, year over year, and it makes sense to just invest all of my time into content creation, but I don't foresee that happening anytime soon. Never say never, but I don't see it happening anytime soon. What do you do for a living? I get this question every single day, all day. People get so mad at me because I just don't want to answer it, and it's I've answered it before. First of all, I've answered it before, but one thing I do not like, and I've said this, I don't know if it's a Southern thing, I don't know if it's just how I was raised, but certain questions are taboo, and you don't publicly say them. You don't talk about religion, you don't talk about politics, you don't talk about polarizing topics like that. You don't talk about money, and your profession has to do with money. When people are asking you what you do, it is because they want to Google, because I've done it. They want to Google, and they want to figure out how much money you make. They want to put 2 and 2 together, and they want to be in your business. In addition to that, because I see it, I'm very well connected with my supervisors. We talk all day, every day. People also want to know what you do and where you work so they can apply there too and try to take your job. And I'm not letting that happen. So in short, I work for a law firm. Wear many hats there and love my job. People that know me know exactly what I do. People that need to know exactly what I do know what I do. People that don't need to know, don't know. And we're going to keep it that way. Thank you. Who is your hairstylist? Love your hair looks. Thank you. It depends. So I have a different person for natural hair. I have a different person for like closures and like closure install, things like that. I have a different person for sew-ins. So it depends. Right now I have microlinks and the hair doll does them. So yeah. Where do you see yourself 5 years from now? 5 years from now, I see myself in another house. And when I say that, people always look at me crazy and they're like, why are you already thinking about moving? But I'm going on a tangent, but I feel like I've already outgrown this house. For me, this home was kind of like a stepping stone. You can't just buy $1 million house. The bank doesn't work like that. You know, you have to season your credit. You can't just skip from nothing to something. You got to season your credit, and for me this was like a stepping stone so I can learn the process of buying a home, so I can learn what home ownership is and looks like from a first person point of view, so I can understand the finances that go into this type of transaction, and then also so I can stop renting and call myself a homeowner. So this was a stepping stone for me, and I really love the space that I'm in, but I'm already growing out of it. I will probably only stay in this home a couple more years max, like a year and a half. I told myself I was going to give it another year and a half before I start looking for other homes. If at 6 months and 1 day I find another home, I will go live in that. I'll go buy that home. If it takes 6 months, a year, 2 years to find the perfect home, then I will, you know. So I see myself in another home, not necessarily my dream home, but like my next, like I said, steps or stepping stones to life. So I see myself in my next home. I see myself with a child, a baby, a child, you know, an offspring of my own. I see myself absolutely being more involved in the content creation side of my life, putting out more things for you all. And you know what? This is a fever dream, but I see myself on Real Housewives of Atlanta in 5 years. I do. It's something that I've literally, you guys don't understand. Like, I've dreamt of it my whole life. I swear I have dreams where I'm like in scenes. I don't care if they make me the dog on the show or what, but, and they don't even have to pay me. Like, I just want to be on it. It's just a fever dream of mine. So I see myself in my next home. I see myself with a child. And I also see myself as a cast member on The Real Housewives of Atlanta. And pop in my content creation. There we go. And then maybe I'll have another degree. I want to go back to school. I'm lazy though. But I do really want to get some sort of graduate degree. Favorite places that you've traveled? Wow, I think my favorite place is, okay, so I'm just going to say it, the first one that comes to mind. And this is the basic one, and people are going to be like, ew. But honestly, I love Tulum. I love Tulum. I had a great time there, and like, I want to go back. It is super fun. It's, I mean, it is like Miami, but it's fun, so who cares? You can swim, you can go to the beach, you can like party. I love Tulum. But aside from that, somewhere that's a little bit more adventurous, I think my second favorite place I've been is Singapore. It's just so beautiful. It's so clean, and I want to go back and spend more time there and like take a deeper dive into like the culture. So I think that's a great place. And then my bucket list, you didn't ask me this, but like my bucket list of places that I want to go, I want to honeymoon in the Maldives, and I also want to go, I've never been to Thailand, Bali, Phuket, like I haven't been to any of those places yet, and so I really want to go. I was trying to go this year, but with the way COVID is set up and all of that, there's just so many travel restrictions, but I'm hoping next year around this time I can go and spend a couple weeks there after Christmas. I would love to do that. So let's manifest that for me. Can you release an ebook for your recipes? I get asked all the time about recipes, and I don't even do it to be mean, but you guys, I don't have recipes. I just go in the kitchen and it's in my head, and I just season until someone tells, there's a voice in my head says stop. I've been cooking for so long at this point that it kind of just comes naturally to me. I don't write things down. I don't follow recipes. I just make it up. Like a painter. Like, painters don't really have processes. They just go in and then at the end it looks good. Same thing with my food. So I've said this before. I want to do a cookbook so badly. Maybe once I'm on Real Housewives of Atlanta, that's something that, you know, I would do. But it's not something that I would independently publish. That would be a big project, mainly because I just need to be in charge of the cooking, and I need someone to literally watch and write down every single step that I do so that we can have the instructions to give to the consumer. So that's something that I really want to do, and one day I will have an ebook and a cookbook, and it will be a New York Times bestseller. But I think that'll be a really big production, and I don't have it in me right now. I do not. Okay, how did you meet your boyfriend? We met on blackpeoplemeet.com. I'm kidding. No, we met through friends. Probably in like 2017, 2018. I think 2018. One of the two. We just met through friends, casually, like, I mean, he was obsessed with me from the beginning, but I never paid him any attention. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. I really was, because I was like, this is a joke, like, because I would see, I'm telling on myself right now, but I would see him bring girls around all the time, and like, first of all, the girls that he would bring around, they were nothing like me. In any way, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but we were not the same. So it was like very apparent I was not his type. Like, I'm not light-skinned with a big booty, I'm not a dancer, I'm not a hostess at a club. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not any of those things. And those were the girls that he always brought around. So I never had any interest or even remotely considered any sort of anything with us outside of just being friends. He's really fun to hang out with. Like, we always had a great time. He loves a good party if you know him, so he was good for that. But I never saw him being good for anything outside of that. Now look at me. Funny how things happen. And finally, do you have any tips for young girls dating ages 18 to 22? I do, and the tip is don't date. But I know y'all aren't going to listen to me. You're going to ask me the question and not listen. So let me modify that and say date, but like genuinely just date people. Like, get to know people, go on dates, have a great time. Like, be bachelorette of the century, and that's it. Even if you catch feelings for someone, ball it up and throw it away. 18 to 22, you do not need to be focused or setting out for your partner, like your lifelong partner. That is not what that age is for at all. And I guarantee you 9.999 times out of 10, the boys that you're meeting in that age range, unless you're dating a lot older, and then why is a 32-year-old looking for a 22-year-old? Like, a lot is going on there. But 99.999% of the men that you meet in that age range or are interested in a girl in that age range don't want to be in a relationship or don't want to be serious long term. Like, it's going to be an absolute waste of your time. And if you take it seriously and you get too committed, you're going to be heartbroken. Which heartbreak is good for character building. It's good for just lessons learned and teaching you what to do and what not to do in your next relationship. So I'm not saying it's all bad, but if you want to avoid that and just enjoy that time of your life, literally just date for fun. Like, just get to know people, go out, be very, very casual. That's my advice. Like, do not go out trying to meet your husband because you will fail. You will fail miserably. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you got to know a little bit more about me that you didn't know before you watched this video. If you have any other questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram. I love interacting with y'all on there. We chit chat all day, every day. If you enjoy chit chatting with me, tune into one of my TikTok lives too. I go live pretty much daily and I just get ready, or I'll cook, or I'll eat. I'll do something and just kind of hang out with y'all. And I absolutely love that, and y'all seem to love that. So if you want to hang out with me more, catch one of my lives, DM me on Insta, and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification button because I post whenever I want to as of now. I do not have a schedule, so if you don't want to miss when I do post, hit the notification bell and subscribe. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. I will see you on my next video. Bye, y'all.